Well, hi everybody, and welcome to another Kings of Anglia, a little video shot here with myself, Mike Bacon. I'm joined by Ross Media. It's at Ross Media UK, of course, not Ross Halls, because it's at Ross Media UK. Anyway, Ross. Well, look, it's not just me and you, Ross. So just be on your best behaviour, please, because this is not sort of any messing around here. But no, it's nice. It's great for me to be joined here by Ross, and we're just going to do a chat about we're going to do a chat about Tomas Holy, because Tomas, a larger than life character, fantastic guy, a goalkeeper at Ipswich Town, has always been released only a couple of days ago, yesterday, I believe, along with other players, James Norwood, Tom Carroll, and Miles Kenlock. But we're going to talk about Tomas. 6'9", sort of like you can put two of you on top, one on top of yourself. Ross will still not be as tall as him. Well, look, Ross, but in all seriousness, you got to actually. We'll talk about the player, but you actually got to know the person, didn't you? Because on a pre-season tour of Germany with yourself and a couple of the lads, you sort of saw a lot of Tomas. Are you surprised he's been released?
No, not at all. I think a lot of people sort of was knowing this was going to happen. His third choice, this summer, we got Lanky was in, then Walton then signed. Holy got loaned out to Cambridge United for an emergency loan. Then he finished the season on loan at Port Vale. So I think we knew this was going to happen. But Tomas Holy, what a guy, what a character. As you said, larger in life, 6'9". When you stand right next to him, you are just like looking up and going, wow. And I know fans just loved him. Even when he was sitting on the bench, fans were still cheering, shouting "Holy, Holy." And he always used to go over and clap the fans. He used to always give time up for fans, signing things. I think some fans just enjoy taking pictures next to him because they could just go, look how tall this guy is. But as a player, I think he'll be more remembered as a person, because I think everyone just loved Tomas Holy as a person.
Yeah, he came in, what was it, 2019, I believe, and he made a terrific start. I mean, he made a terrific start. Not just made a terrific start. I think he's sort of like it was 6 of his first 10 games with clean sheets, 5 on the trot, which was a club record at the time, or equal to club record at the time, I believe. Which, bearing in mind some of the teams that Ipswich Town have had over the years, extraordinary that he did that. So, got off to a great start, Ross.
He did indeed. As our first season playing in Tier 3 of English football for the first time since the 50s, we didn't know what to expect, really. Under Paul Lambert, Tomas Holy coming on a free transfer from Gillingham. I think a lot of people were just excited. We've got a 6'9" goalie in goal. And yeah, what a start for him. It went a bit under the radar for a little bit. Then, of course, it got sort of talking about when was the last time the club saw that many clean sheets in a row. It felt like, when are we going to concede a goal? Of course, we eventually did, but 6 clean sheets and he's opening 10 games. That is a dream start for any goalkeeper. Goalie, they always want to keep clean sheets, and that was a fantastic start. And, he went on to keep many clean sheets that season, but a start to life that Tomas Holy probably wanted.
And I mean, so he ended up playing 65 games. It was when Paul Cook came along, probably didn't fancy him quite so much. That seemed to be the beginning of the end a little bit. Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much. I'll quickly go back to, of course, his first season at the club. Like, he was competing with Will Norris, and Lambert decided to do the rotation policy. He came in,
right.
decided to change it. There's one moment I want to bring up, actually, is like that notable penalty save against Wycombe where he had to really reach for it. I know he is 6'9", he should be reaching more like that, but that was a fantastic penalty save. So yeah, first season did okay. The season finished because of the pandemic, and we finished where we did. Then the second season came in. He was competing with David Cornell. He was pretty much first choice, really, under Paul Lambert, and then Paul Cook came in. But of course, we all know what happened with Paul Cook. He became the demolition man. Pretty much told all the players to go away. Holy was one of them. Then he signed, Alanki, and then of course Walton. So yeah, it was pretty much the beginning of the end for Holy when Paul Cook came in.
So. If you had to look back on Holy's, he was only here for 3 seasons. It's not he's obviously here for like a decade, but just 1 or 2 memories. Ross, one's your high points. I suppose if you're behind the goal taking pictures of him, he must sort of take up after your camera lens, I should think. If you're,
yeah, there's times where you just think he's literally taller than the goal itself. There's amount of times it's just great when you're like zooming in and just seeing the larger than life character in goal. As I said, the penalty save against Wycombe, that was a massive save in that game. We were sort of battering Wycombe, and they got a penalty, and we just thought, how are we going to lose this one against our promotion rivals? Of course, that season Wycombe actually went and got promoted to the Championship because they won the playoffs. And that was a fantastic save. And that straight away made him a sort of hero at the club, a fan favourite. There's some sort of bad moments as well, because there's been times where you think he's 6'9", but he doesn't command his area that very well. You think, how can a 6'9" goalkeeper not do that? Of course, you're expecting him not to play well with his feet, but then also there's been times where he boots up the bill to row Z, which you'd like to see. But I think just memories of him is just his character, and he just, every time you see him, he just puts a smile on all the fans' faces. He wasn't the greatest goalkeeper of all time, but he's definitely will be a remembered goalkeeper from, we'll do quizzes, like pub quizzes in the future, and go, how many clean sheets did Tomas Holy keep at Town, and do you remember Tomas Holy? But he will be remembered by Town fans, maybe not as a player, but as a person.
And very much as a person, because you said, as I mentioned earlier on about Germany, when the Germany trip, when you and the boys interviewed him, you were there. He said he came over. He's just a nice guy.
Definitely, yeah. I think, of course, we went there pre-season in Germany. Andy Warren interviewed him, and I think Holy wasn't that confident with his English, but I think he was actually perfect with his English, and he just came across a bit shy at that time. But then I think he sort of opened up himself a little bit, because he was at a new club. I think some players, they're sort of in themselves a little bit for a while, but then he became, I'm sure, a great person in the dressing room for the players, and he just seemed just happy all the time. Of course, he probably wasn't happy if he was on the bench, but he probably just played that part. Went, well, I'm on the bench, got to do it. And then when he gets a chance, he took his chance. Of course, there's a few games this season he got lobbed. 6'9" goalkeeper shouldn't be getting lobbed, but that's probably the only.
I believe I saw that at Colchester. Was it a pre-season? Was it pre-season pre-season? He got lobbed about 55 yards. Yeah. I mean, and of course he went on loan to Cambridge United, didn't he, for a spell, which I suppose was pretty well almost the beginning of the end, really, wasn't it, for him? Cook put him out as an emergency loan, wasn't it? Emergency loan, yeah.
Yeah, I think Cambridge fans loved him. I think he had some good performances for them. I think he got a clean sheet, I think, on his debut. And at the time, of course, Cambridge, their main goalkeeper, Mintov, he's a really top goalkeeper. I would not be surprised if he's not playing Championship football next season. So yeah, he went out on emergency loan there. He came back. He probably thought, I've just been playing a bit of football now. I'm coming back to basically, become the third choice goalkeeper again for Town. Then in January, of course, Kieran McKenna comes in. I'm sure Kieran McKenna had a quick look at Holy, but probably thought, Walton's our man. Yeah. The standard goalkeeper has reached a whole different level with Christian Walton. We've seen that. And Holy went out on loan at Port Vale. I think played a few games for them, and then I think when became their second choice goalkeeper. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with Holy next. But yeah, we just got a whole different level now with Walton in goal.
Very much so. And we wish Tomas Holy all the best, because, as you say, being a goalkeeper is never an easy position. There's only the one position, so it's not like a player where you could perhaps fill in somewhere else. There's nowhere else to fill in if you're a goalie. But Tomas Holy, we've brought us plenty of memories, good fun, and as you say, Ross, a very decent character, a very decent man. Yeah,
I want to quickly. There'll be a picture coming up in a minute. There's when he was, I think it was a hospital visit, and he was sitting on a kid's chair, and it's a hilarious picture because he's just massive. He's just sitting on this little stool, a little cup, and that's another funny memory as well. Just him just being larger than life, because you don't see that many. How many times do you see a man who is 6'9", the biggest goalie, biggest player in football? What a guy.
All right, that's great. Well, look, Tomas Holy, I don't suppose you'll listen to this, but if you are watching, very best of luck to you in your future football career. Well, I'm sure Ipswich Town fans will be looking to some contact with all our Kings of Anglia podcasts and our videos and everything else we do. And we'll speak again soon.